What is up, guys? My name is Sprits'N, and today we're going to be doing a new style of video where I break down the notes in each fragrance, but in ways that the average person could understand. So, without further ado, let's get into the first note that's ever going to be featured, and that is the note of apple. So, apple can be used in many different ways, and the ways that it oftentimes come off is refreshing, crisp, candy-like, or moderately sweet fruitiness. I have some example fragrances so that you can kind of have an idea of what exactly I am talking about. So let's talk about the most common one, which is the moderately sweet fruitiness. This can be seen in fragrances like Versace Eros, where you see that the apple is not the main attraction, but is a great moderate sweetness that adds some crisp freshness to the fragrance. This is definitely a fresher opening fragrance, and the apple plays a big part in that freshness. When apple is playing a supporting role in fragrances like Versace Eros, it oftentimes gets to be mixed up with other fragrance notes, and some people don't even get to tell the fact that it is apple. But if you look at the notes in the Versace Eros fragrances, most of that crisp freshness is coming from the mint and the apple. Whereas a different fragrance that is very, very strong in its apple is the fragrance of Afnan 9 p.m. This uses apple as a very, very strong driving factor for the scent itself. The apple comes off almost candy-like and synthetically sweet. It's not super synthetic or the most synthetic thing you've ever smelled, but it definitely doesn't smell like a fresh, juicy apple. This is the type of note that you'll get when you are looking to make the note of apple the most prominent thing. Oftentimes, it unmasks the synthetic nature of a lot of fragrances. When it comes to most perfume made nowadays, they don't use the most natural ingredients anymore. They usually are using some synthetic replicas. And when apple is the most prominent note in the fragrance, that is when you get to pick out all of the synthetic natures of them. Then you have to find a way which apple is used in fragrances, but it doesn't have any of the crisp and fresh attributes, just the moderately sweet. And that is going to be in a fragrance like Parfums de Marly Layton. Whereas you can tell this fragrance is definitely sweetened by vanilla, of course, but there's also something extra that's sweet in there that is clearly not just straight vanilla. This is the supporting role, the smaller supporting role that apple can play in fragrances. It gives a boost in sweetness, it hides a little bit of that synthetic nature of it, and then you have a fragrance that smells a lot more smooth in its sweetness. Doesn't seem as bad as something like Off 99 p.m., or you can definitely pick out they're using synthetic um, apple. And you could try to argue that because Parfums de Marly is a niche brand, maybe they're using natural oils, but more than likely they're not. I guess what you can really get from this is that apple is really at its best when it plays the supporting role. Unless you have the natural apple oil smell, you're likely not going to have something that is fantastic when it is the main character. This is why Alpha 9 p.m. I think is above average, but that syntheticness of it definitely takes it down a notch. There is, of course, many other ways that apple is used in fragrances, such as the way Greenly uses green apple, but that's a video for a different day. And you know what they say, an apple a day keeps the girls coming your way. Alright guys, that was corny. I probably will cut that. So guys, that is my note breakdown of the note apple. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this, make sure to leave it down in the comments below, subscribe to the channel, and leave a like on this video. That's all I have for you guys. I will see you in the next one.